Okay, so after mentioning it for a while now, I finally got the lowering kit for the truck. So here it is. It is a DJM 3 and 5-inch lowering kit. So right here in this big box, we have the I-beams that go in the front, and here is the flip kit that goes in the back for the leaf springs. So let's go ahead and let's take and open it, and let's look at them, see what comes in the box, see how it is. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with the smaller box. So in this box, it should be the flip kit for the rear shackles. So let's go ahead and let's open this up, see what we got. Yeah, so it should just be 2 brackets. Yep, just as expected. So all this does is just flips the leaf springs from the top of the differential and the axles to the bottom, so the truck can sit lower. So this should be the 5 inches in the back, and then this right here, the I-beams, what DJM calls the dream beams. That's what I'm excited to see. So let's go ahead and open those up. All right. And these are supposedly made to order. I ordered these about, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Now I do live only about an hour from Gardena. I'm here in San Diego, and like it did take me about 14-15 days for them to arrive, so 2 weeks. Right there it says, let's see, it focuses, 8796 Ford F-150 3-inch dream beams. Nice. Okay, let's get this open up. They include these instructions. Actually included in the box. Wow, so they come nicely packaged. Let's go ahead and get one of them out. Oh man, these are heavy. Wow, so there they are. So here's one of them. Not sure if it's the left or right, but then they come with this polyurethane bushings right here. Really cool. Man, and I love the black coating that they put on them. Mounting hardware. See the welding on them. Overall, it looks pretty good of a welding. So the major concern I had with these was the negative reviews I read on them online was that it cracked at the welds. Some of them, but overall they seem to be pretty good welds. I'm not seeing horrible welds on them. Also do carry a lifetime warranty on them, so if for any reason they were to any of the welds were to fail, they do carry a lifetime warranty on them. Okay, so let's go get the other one out. Okay, so here's the other one. Yeah, so there's the welds. Not entirely the world's best welds, but it seems like they're gonna hold. They seem pretty good. I mean, I just expected a little better for the $500 that I paid. You do have a little bit of splatter right there. You can catch that on camera. But they look very nice. Very, very nice. I'm happy with them. So let's go ahead and let's head over. I'm gonna head over. So right now I'm in my apartment. Let's go ahead and head over to mom's house, mom's garage, and get these installed. And I'm excited to see how the truck's gonna look with them installed. Okay, see you guys at mom's garage. Okay, so I just got to my mom's house, so let's start unpacking everything. So all the gear, all the suspension, and let's get this started. Okay, first we're starting off with the passenger side, and what we're gonna start off by doing is removing this tie rod right here. Obviously the brake caliper, so it can the line won't get messed up. Remove the shock from down here. loosen up this, I believe it's a 13mm bolt right up here, and loosen up this nut right here and remove the spring just so we can access the other nut that's underneath here in order to remove this arm right here, this I-beam. Okay, so let's get started on this side. Okay, so this nut right here is held in the tie rod. Uses a 21mm socket. Let's go ahead and remove that. Okay, and just so I've explained in the previous videos, so these ones are a way to loosen them through vibration. So all you got to do is hit it with the little dead blower hammer right here. There we go. Comes right off like so. Get this out of the way. Always put the nut on top. Okay, next up that we're gonna loosen, it's gonna be this caliper right here, just to get it out of the way. Let's go ahead and remove that. 13mm. So all you gotta do is loosen these two back bolts for the brake caliper. Two bolts right here, and just use a pry bar to get these out of the way. Okay, put your caliper out of the way. So now for this procedure, you do not have to remove the rotor. I've seen some people, they remove the rotor, but you don't have to remove the rotor. So we're gonna leave the rotor on. Okay. Now it's let's loosen up the actual shock right here, and that one's held in by 18mm bolts. So use an 18mm socket and wrench. Okay, and when you're doing so, make sure you have a jack or bottle jack underneath. Let me put my bottle jack underneath because it is loosening up all the weight. So it's letting everything drop. Okay, so I loosened the shock, and what I did was put that right there, my bottle jack, right underneath the I-beam, just so it can hold everything in place. So what we do now is lower it like so. Oh, but first we have to remove the spring from on top, which is held in by the 13mm that I was saying. So right there, move this little bracket that holds the spring. Okay, so now after we remove that spring, the bracket that holds the spring, we'll go ahead right here into the upper and lower ball joints from the knuckle. So right here, this is an 18mm that holds it in place, and this bottom one right here, I believe is a 21. But let's go ahead and remove the top one. Put this aside, and then we can remove the adjustment bushing that it has. Spray a little WD-40 in there. Well, it's gonna come out right now once we remove the knuckle. Okay, so now let's remove the bottom one. So first go ahead and remove that cotter pin. Hold it right there. And for this one, we're gonna have to use a wrench. So like I said, I believe it's a 21. Okay, so for this bottom one, I was wrong. The size for it is gonna be an inch and 1/8. An inch and 1/8. So for this bottom one. So it's the same as the one that holds the spring in place. Okay. Came out with ease. Okay, so now we got to remove is just, I believe, the sway bar link right here, and then remove the spring, and that gives us access to the nut that holds the bolt that drives all the way the radius arm and the actual I-beam together. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that nut that holds the spring into place. Be right back. Okay, so like I was saying, next up would be the sway bar link. So remove that. I already removed this bottom nut right here, and I already removed the one that holds in the spring. Just remove this washer that it has up here as well. And we're able to drop it. Let's go ahead and drop it. A little bit of the jack. Okay, let's remove the spring out of the way. See if it drops more. Now, looks like that's it. So we can drop. Okay. So get the spring out of here. There we go. So spring is out. Remove this. And this little bracket that holds onto the sway bar link, we gotta remove that as well. And here's the nut that holds the radius arm and the I-beam together, so we gotta remove that as well. And once it's out, we can remove this slower ball joint, like either hammer it out through vibration or use like a pickle fork or something on it. So let's go ahead and remove that one. Okay, so I was saying, so we have to remove this one right here. So this is this nut and this long ass bolt that goes all the way underneath the actual the I-beam right there. Right there, if you can see it. Okay, and you have to use a 1 inch and 1/8 socket and wrench, so we can remove that, or whatever, a pipe or an adjustable wrench you can use up here, but it has to be for the bottom, obviously 1 inch and 1/8. So we go ahead and remove that, and that's going to separate the radius arm from the I-beam. Okay, so we already got the top nut off, so all we just have to do is just get this bolt out of the way. There we go. Should come right out. That's it right there. Bolt. And all we just got to do right now is get the knuckle out of the arm and then unbolt it from the actual frame back there. Okay, so we just got the actual I-beam off. So there's the old one on bottom of the new one, which is right there. So what we're just gonna do is just put a little bit of grease right there on the bushings and go ahead and reinstall that one. But so far everything's working out perfect. Okay, so I was able to finally put the I-beam. There it is. Not yet bolted on. Right there, just put the nut and bolt. So, and right here so far, just put this long bolt in as well. So what I did have to do though is loosen the radius arm in order to get the I-beam correctly in. So all we gotta do right now is just make sure everything's aligned and go ahead and tighten it. Okay, so now pretty much I got everything aligned. So I got the shock in, I got this started, it's not tightened all the way. The I-beam over there as well to the subframe. This right here is not tightened yet. So all we just gotta do now is just reverse everything and just make sure everything's torqued to spec. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Okay, so it's the second day that I've been working on this truck. Now I got it all put back together. So I think the most difficult part was just to get it aligned with the radius arm, to put this big bolt that goes right there, that goes all the way to the top of the coil. That was probably the most difficult part. But other than that, both arms, both I-beams are in and everything is bolted up. Now the only thing unfortunate was I had to remove my front sway bar, which mounts up to here, the plate, and then the links go right here. Sorry, right there. So for right now I had to remove those, but according to DJM, if you just move these holes about an inch, these holes about an inch further up, it should clear it, because what happened was that these tie rods rose up, so the links would hit right there. They're right next to the where the links mount to. So DJM said that just moving them up, it should clear it enough, but we are gonna leave that for another video. Right now I am liking how they look. There you go. Once again, the only most difficult part was actually getting the radius arm and the actual I-beam to line up together, so I can install this bolt that goes right here, that goes all the way down to right here. I mean, other than that, everything else went smoothly. Let me show you. Here's the adjustment bushing for the camber. Yeah, so far I'm happy. So I want to go bolt on the tires, and we're gonna go take it for test drive and see how drivability is on it. Okay, so the truck is finally done. Check this out, guys. Man, she is sitting nice. Check it out. So 3 inches in the front, 5 inches in the rear. Man, I love the way it came out. Check that out. Okay, let me show you the rear. And for the rear, all we did was an axle flip. I mean, leaf spring flip. So basically, all it is this piece right there. That's all it is. So it helps you move the leaf springs from on top right here of the axle housing. Helps you move them down here. And the only modification that you have to do to this one is you have to drill a hole right there. See if your camera focuses. Right there, if you guys can see it, that's the only modification you have to do. And that's because it moves the leaf springs a little bit, so the actual the nut that holds them in place, it moves a little bit forward. So that's the only thing I had to do. It's about 1 inch forward that you have to do, and so you have to drill that hole out. That's basically for the rear. And remember, when you're jacking this up, make sure to put your jack stands, if you're gonna do it on the ground like I did, on the actual frame. But yeah, let me just show you again how the truck looks and how it sits. Let's go back inside. Yeah, so the truck came out great. If you guys are thinking about doing it, I strongly suggest you go ahead and do it. The DJM lowering kit, so it's 3 inches in the front, 5 inches in the rear. So you do what they call the dream beams up in the front, so it's basically a lowering I-beam. And then in the rear, all it is a reverse kit for the leaf springs. I mean, that's pretty much it for today's video. I'm sorry I didn't show much of the rear installation, but I hope I showed enough for the front. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, just leave it down in the comment section. Please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys very much for watching, and stay tuned for more. All right, one last thing before I end this video. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, and I really want you guys to help me out to reach my goal there. I wanted to do a giveaway. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys think it's a good idea or not. But basically what I'm doing now, it's basically doing hats and t-shirts with my company's logo. So I do own a repair shop, auto repair shop, but I'm actually thinking about making just shirts and hats to sell in order to sponsor or support this truck build that I'm doing. And these are it right here. So that's one of the hats, and I have them in this snapback style and this like trucker hat style right there. And I have them in so I have them in green, navy, burgundy, and black. Obviously, for you guys that are not from San Diego, I would take this off and put something else, probably like Established 2019 or California. But if you guys are in San Diego, would like to get one of these, let me know down in the comments below if you guys like them or not. I also have t-shirts with the pocket and the back with this logo as well, and I have some other logos in the works. But I want to do a giveaway, so at 500 I was going to give away 5 hats to 5 of my subscribers. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are willing to do that, if you guys like the hats, and how should I do it. Thank you guys again very much for watching, and stay tuned for more. Till later.